So, The Last of Us, episode 7 came out yesterday. Me and Mary reviewed it today. In fact, I asked you guys in the chat if you guys caught our episode 7 review, and it says 79% say no, but they will after they finish this episode of the show. So that is good. So you should check that out. It is exactly what you expected it to be. Let's give a little bit of a breakdown here. The idea is that just like in episode 3, there's an enormous detour off the path of the show, in which you have to see Ellie go into a mall with a girl she was in love with back in the day.
If they go on a detour, it's always for something really important, like gayness.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
To focus on gay characters who are dead.
You don't get any
you're
of
never
that
gonna see again.
You don't get that with Tess. You don't get a full episode of Joel and Tess bonding together because that's too straight. So you get this whole episode, and of course it's virtue signaling to the highest levels. And the actress they've got is an actress named Storm Reed, who plays Riley. Funnily enough, I mentioned this in the review. She played a character named Riley on a random episode of NCIS Los Angeles back in the day. And she was far more likable back then when she was a kidnap victim that LL Cool J had to rescue. Way cooler. So it says, Storm Reed and Bella Ramsey tell the fans to take it or leave it over the gay storylines in the show. Obviously, we remember that Bella Ramsey has already made that statement here, right? She said that quite a while ago. So Storm Reed is representing queer young women. Like Bella said when episode 3 came out, if you don't like it, don't watch, Reed told EW. We are telling important stories. We're telling stories of people's experiences and that's what I live for. That's what makes good storytelling, because we are telling stories of people who are taking up space in the world.
Bodies and spaces.
Just taking up space, apparently.
This is the leftist language of bodies and spaces that we can't escape, even when we're trying to watch escapist entertainment.
Black and brown bodies.
Literally black and brown, gay, underage girl bodies.
So this is the quote continues. She says, I'm not only representing women, I'm representing young black women, and I'm representing young queer women that are experiencing new feelings and new relationships. I'm so sick to death of the narcissism of Hollywood to think that you get anointed the position of being somebody who gets to do you know how hard it is to represent this country in the Olympics? And that's just a country. You're representing an entire race and gender of people? That's insane.
Tiresome. No.
That's insane. So it says, I'm sure people are going to have things to say on Sunday, but I don't care, because I'm proud of what we did, and I'm proud of the story we told, and I'm proud of the people that we're representing. They're not proud of the story they're told. They're proud of the message that the story that the message portrays, despite the story not being told well.
She's saying that the intrigue of this episode is the tightrope of friendship and having a crush. Or is it a crush? Is it just flirtatious energy? There's so much that goes into the complexity of this episode, and furthermore, the complexity of what Ellie and Riley's relationship is. I find it so beautiful.
Wow, that is the stupidest line I have experienced in my entire life. I love that this person, their idea of depth was, are they dating or are they just flirting?
Yeah, like when they showed
the same.
When they showed Ellie in her gym class doing laps, and then that girl comes up to her and takes her Walkman or whatever, and they get in a fight, I was like, why are they trying to make this into a teen drama?
Yeah.
Like it's a post-apocalyptic zombie show, and you're trying to show me like teenage girls fighting in high school and getting catty, and then like going on a date at a mall. Like it's literally like trying so hard to be a teen drama.
I gave them the pass on episode 3. Twice in 10 episodes, when you've only got 10 episodes to do. No,
10
thank you.
Is too many already.
3 darts is too much. That's a Ace Ventura reference, if anybody remembers. It's a detour. It's a lack of actual storytelling, meaning that they could have cut this episode down by half and still included Joel and done this as flashbacks, and it would have been perfectly fine, and you would have still moved the other story forward.
You didn't need to show everything.
No,
like,
you didn't.
The whole flashback, it shows them just like walking around, looking around. Like, it just lingers on the most irrelevant things. Ellie staring at bras.
Yeah.
It showed them like playing every round of the Street Fighter game.
Oh yeah, they play Mortal Kombat.
Of
they played
Mortal
Mortal Kombat
Kombat
2.
But they wouldn't just show like a montage of them doing things and move on. It had to take up the entire episode. Plus, they aged them up and gave them alcohol, which just feels like I'm watching like the adult showrunners hand 17-year-olds alcohol and tell them like, make out, turn on the camera, do it. Like, that's what it feels like I'm watching.
Yep.
It feels creepy.
And my big issue with the show is like they don't talk like teenagers going through the apocalypse. They talk like 30-year-old Hollywood
They
writers.
talk like they're talking to an audience.
Yeah, they say like a teenager going through the apocalypse with limited education wouldn't be saying propaganda and fascist dickbag. It's just not maybe dickbag, but they're not
Maybe,
saying
I don't
like
know.
they're not using
Fascist.
They're not using 2022 buzzwords.
Like, you don't even know history
There's
enough
no
to know what
political
fascism
systems,
is.
Karen. We're dying. Like,
Yeah.
it's so stupid.
Like,
I don't even know if the showrunners know what fascism is.
it's why it's better to go back and watch old. I was rewatching Jericho this weekend. Oh man, you want to watch a better end of the world type show? Like language in shows like this used to be more fluent and timeless. So you didn't talk in words that were very current year, right? And I think the internet has a lot to do with this. The prevalence of how much of our like back in the day, your like how you spoke was kind of dictated by who you spent your time with. Now you spend your time with a lot of people who say the same buzzwords. Therefore, it's creeping into the dialogue that's written for these shows. Like back in the day, using the word fascist used to mean something when they said it on a television show. Now I'm just like, I could go to a coffee shop and hear this word 35 times
or
before
see
I
it
left.
on a placard
Yeah.
at some bar in a college town.
no
exactly.
word triggers me more than discourse. When you hear discourse, you know you're about to hear the shittest take of all time after that. Discourse?
Yeah. I don't like rhetoric
I mean,
either.
Rhetorics.
Ellie
Yeah,
could
off there.
have objected to Storm's what was her name in the show?
Riley.
Riley's joining the Fireflies without using language like that.
Like that's like she's like you don't even like she's like you join a cause that I don't even think you fully understand. I'm like kids don't talk like that.
Yeah, no.
They don't. Like
I mean, she would care more that Riley is leaving town than anything.
yeah, like that would
which is
be
revealed
her
later.
concern. Like why are you leaving me?
Yeah, exactly.
And of course, the actresses, because they're actresses in the year 2023, they're not allowed to just be like, hey, I'm proud of this show. I'm really proud of the work we did. No, they have to tell you that if you don't like it, you shouldn't watch it. Which, by the way, guys, just watch our reviews. You shouldn't watch it. If they're talking to you like this, look, I've given it passes. And to be fair, I like Pedro Pascal's work in the show. But just like with comic book artists who say, if you don't like my politics, don't buy my books. If you can't find a way to be somewhat magnanimous and middle of the road when you're marketing these shows, it proves that you don't know what you're doing.
It's just insane. Everyone's a terrible writer because it's the only character available is a diehard progressive.
Yeah.
You know, because as Batman is beating the hell out of Joker, he's respecting his pronouns. It has nothing. It's so untangled from reality.
Yeah.
It's like in a world where everyone has the same political opinions, this thing happened. It's like what the hell's going on?
It's just a repetition of the normal antagonistic language that we're used to. Storm Reed is just repeating all of the points that Ellie had made in her GQ cover.
Yeah.
And this headline even is antagonizing the audience more than Storm Reed ever did, saying that she isn't concerned with homophobic The Last of Us fans. The inclusion of the word fans here just says so much.
Yeah.
Because you could just say viewers or like anything else but The Last of Us fans, because I mean the fans are the ones who are giving it the most charitable interpretation, who want to give it the most chance.
Yep.
And you're actively alienating them.
Well,
Also, they're not homophobic. They're homo-exhausted.
Nah, that's a good term. Like they're just exhausted of the constant.
Yeah, they're just yeah.
There was Zach did a video recently where he talked about like they did like some DC like comics thing where they were talking about like what are DC comics writers' favorite relationships in DC, and he's like, let me guess, it's going to be exactly 50% straight relationships and exactly 50% gay relationships, and of course it is. even though everyone knows that that's not how people remember these things fondly, it's inflation. It's like a weird type of inflation where people are pretending like these gay characters in these shows and these romances matter more than they do.
It's going to be like the list is number 1, Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. Number 2, Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. Continuing down the list.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, it's like it's manufactured fanfare for something. It doesn't exist, except for like they get praise from shippers on Twitter, and they think that that's reflective of the general sentiment.
I guess in a way they've just been incentivized, because back in the day you would have been incentivized to be a more conciliatory and like just like, oh, I'm just really proud of the work, and if you like it, great. If not, I hope you give it a shot. You would have been rewarded for that back in the day, because you would have come off like a good a good spokesperson for the brand. But now
they want her to be spunky.
They want to be
and
spunky,
defiant.
and not just that, but also they want to be allies to the various communities that they're pushing.
Is she gay herself?
I do not know if I don't know if the actress is.
Because then like she would be committing a sin in their book by playing a gay character without being
that's
gay,
unevenly
right?
That's unevenly enforced. That's only enforced when they want to. Like that, like if an actor is a straight white dude, like in real life, then yes, you can push back on that anytime you want.
Okay.
If it's another character, I don't know if the same thing is true.
I wasn't aware of this rubric.
Yeah, I think that it
I didn't get the memo.
Yeah.
Well, now you know, bigot.
Thanks for telling me. Take that, Yincel.
So look, I'm sick of this discourse.
I mean, it's like they always say, no one is forcing you to watch it. No one is forcing you to watch it. And it's like, did anyone claim that they were being forced to watch it?
I was forced to watch Hogwarts Legacy, or I was forced to watch The Last of Us.
If anyone is forced to
happened.
watch it, it's us, because it's what we do
Yeah.
professionally. But anyway, like, they're saying they were encouraged to watch it because they're fans of the IP, and then they were disappointed, and now they're being punished for expressing that disappointment.
Also,
when
there's
the quality is just objectively, it's like just sewage. I mean, speaking of sewage, the girl Riley says that she doesn't want to stay in the QZ with Fedra because she was assigned the post of like sewage detail.
Yeah.
While Ellie seems to have a more promising future as an officer, and it's basically like watching as people shovel shit.
Yeah.
But it just reminded me of like the girl bossery of like liberal feminism today, where women want to be equal in the workforce in every way except for the hard shit that only men do.
Yep.
Meaning sewage detail.
Yep.
That's stuff that happens pre-apocalypse.
Men do
That's real life, okay? That's what makes life pre-apocalypse possible and post-apocalypse. But you're still expressing the same entitlement that existed before the apocalypse happened.
It's also funny,
like,
too,
someone's
because
got to do it. That's at the end of the day, someone has to do it.
But she attaches that belief to like your entire belief about like authoritarianism and government. Like
she's like, that's what they think of me.
She's
like,
not
what do you
leaving,
mean that's what they think of
she's
you?
not leaving because she believes in what Fedra's. She's not leaving because she believes in what the Fireflies are doing inherently. She's leaving because the authoritarian group she was already a part of doesn't want to give her enough of a girl boss position.
Yeah,
so
and
she's
the Fireflies offered her a girl boss mission to perform.
Yeah.
So it made her feel good about herself.
Now, there could be an interesting story to be told about how Merle, about how Marlene, like, finds this out and manipulates her by doing this. Like they look for the people with the low on the totem pole jobs that they can manipulate to get to that position. But that would make her the bad guy, and we can't have that. So I don't think they're willing to do.
because she's a queer woman of color.
Yes, you can't do that.
I'm just so sick of this.
It's and it's funny too, because like it just, all it did was prove me, at least my belief for my own opinions of the show, right? Which is that Pedro Pascal is the thing holding this thing together, and as soon as he wasn't in it,
a fraction of a line in this,
then it wasn't very good. So look, actresses, actors, just be Just be magnanimous.
We've progressed exactly 5 minutes since the end of the last episode.
Yes, we have. Yeah,
Like,
we
I
made
can't do
absolutely no-
this anymore.
Like all she has to say is like, we did a great job of telling an amazing story of two amazing characters here. Please watch this episode. I would love it so much if you watch this episode. I'm so proud of it. And that's all you have to say. Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.